Hey guys, what is up? It's Royce1010 here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing another top 10 guns. Well, not another. I'm not another, but doing a top 10 sniper rifles in COD history, which I think personally are the best. So, without further ado, let's begin. First off, we have the Barret 50 cal from Modern Warfare 2. A lot of you probably remember this sniper. Probably one of my least used in that game. I like to use the end dimension a bit more than it. I found it was a good sniper. It was just, I don't know, the intervention was always better than it because, I mean, no one really used the EBR or the WAR 2000 in that game. So yeah, I did try and use it a little bit. I mean, obviously I had it as a preset class if you felt the need to like maybe try it out, but I didn't think it was that good. Although it's been in a lot of Call of Duties, it's actually a really good sniper, I think, in probably the Black Ops series, which, in my opinion, I think makes it a lot better because it just looks cooler and as well sounds cooler. But that's number 10 spot. For the number 9 spot, I've got the Koshka from not Modern Warfare, Black Ops 4. Now, a lot of you guys know the Koshka is a really weird looking sniper rifle, but at the same time it looks cool in my opinion to me. Personally, the Koshka is one of my favourite snipers from BO4. I don't know what about it is, it makes it look so cool, I guess, to me. Has a really good firing sound. Probably one of my most used snipers in that game, so yeah, the Koshka is probably one of my favourite snipers in that game. Not only did I get probably higher KD of that sniper than any of the others, I probably ended up getting more kills with that sniper than any of the other games, any of the other snipers in that category. But that's going to be the Koshka from BO4. Next on my list is the Outlaw. The Outlaw was a weird sniper, don't get me wrong. The Outlaw was probably one of them snipers people thought, what the fuck am I using? This thing literally you'd reload this thing like as if it was a fucking revolver. This is what made the sniper weird, in my opinion. The Outlaw was just one of them snipers I just thought, what the hell am I fucking using sometimes? And I'm just firing this thing, then reloading it right afterwards. I was like, what the fuck is this sniper supposed to be? But no, I found the Outlaw to be a really good sniper. I mean, obviously I said I like the Koshka a bit more than it. But don't get me wrong, I did try it out. I don't hate it. It was just a weird animation. It was often quite a slow firing sniper. I think it was one of them bolt actions as well, so Outlaw was a pretty good sniper from that game. A lot of people probably use the Paladin a bit more than the Koshka and the Outlaw, because I don't know. I think the Paladin has like one. I don't know. Paladin's got like probably the. I think it had like the trick shot sort of thing going on with that when it was the big boy in BO4. But that'll do for the Outlaw. The SVG is next, our number 7 spot. SVG is one of them snipers I've thoroughly enjoyed. It had a really cool looking reload. This thing honestly felt like you were shooting a laser, like from like across the map, and then killing someone with just one bullet. I mean, snipers obviously they're powerful, but SVG's on another level of power. This thing would just fucking annihilate you if you got it in its path. I loved using the SVG because SVG actually was probably one of my favourite snipers out of probably the Locust and the PO6, I think, the 3-round burst one. But I thoroughly enjoyed using the SVG, although it was harder to get kills because jetpacks and shit existed in Black Ops 3. But then again, we have gone back to modern day combat, so there's nothing to worry about now, because you don't have to worry about people just standing there. The one thing that always caught me off guard when I was using a sniper in BO3 was when someone was, I think it was firing the Locust. I think maybe all of them do it, but like it made that really weird after sound effect, or before you were shooting it, it makes that noise when you shoot it. It makes it kind of confusing if your teammate was firing it or you were firing it. But the SVG was one of my probably favourites other than the Locust in that game. But yeah, the SVG is probably one of my favourites in that game, as well as being really good with it, actually, saying that. But other than that, we're going to move on. We'll move on to the Morse. One of my all-time favorites from AW. This sniper was a one-bullet. Sniper. This thing was pretty sick. It kind of reminded me of the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2, like its futuristic self or version of it, which I really liked because it was actually a really good sniper. And loads of people went for trick shots using it. Like, you can't name one person that wouldn't go for a trick shot. Like, I think, like, I don't know, like any member of FaZe probably even went for a trick shot using it. Like, damn. But you know. And Morse is just one of them snipers. I just thought, you know, this sniper's going to be a good one. I know I didn't really probably use snipers a lot during AW because I was more into the BAL sort of thing, where people were just talking about the BAL of duty, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Snipers need to get their love in some way or shape or form, because you know you can't just pick one category of gun over the other. Sorry. Then again, people probably did choose snipers a bit more than ARs, depending on how they, depending on their skill play or their play of choice, because people aren't always going to choose an assault rifle over a sniper if you think about it. But moving on from the Morse, I have probably the brother of the Intervention from MW2, which is the MSR. The MSR is a really cool fucking sniper. Has the exact same design, it looks like to me, because I've never actually compared them both together. They actually do look like the same weapon, but I think they're both completely different weapons, regardless if they look the same. I know a lot of people, when you were using that sniper in what was it, Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 had like a ton of selection of snipers, but there was only really one that stood out again, like Modern Warfare 2, so you had to think logically what sniper you were going to use. And a lot of people's choices were probably the MSR. None of the others, like the Dragunov or the AS50, were probably even chosen back then. Thinking about the MSR nowadays, I didn't really use it much in Modern Warfare 3 because I was not one of them sniper players back there. I was not going to sit and be a campy bitch with a sniper. I was going to actually patrol the map with an AR and an SMG because I found it more fun than rather snipe. But I mean, people have their personality types, so if someone wanted to snipe, you can't really judge them. But the MSR was an all-around great sniper. This thing probably was one of my favourites from Modern Warfare 3. Another one of my all-time favourites from that game. Moving on to the L96A1. Now, you guys may not know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bolt action from what's it called, Black Ops 1. I never really played Black Ops 1 online too much, but I know what this thing was like. It sort of feels like the AWM from PUBG, if any of you know what that is. AWM from PUBG is a nightmare, because if you get a nighttime scope and you find someone with that thing feels like it just hit you with a metal bullet. I mean, obviously it probably is a metal bullet, but it just feels like it impaled you so hard you just fucking died almost instantaneously, no matter if it was aimed at you or not. But the L96A1, I believe it was in Modern Warfare 3, and I think people use that as well, but I don't think it was as common in that game. But yeah, L96A1 was probably one of them snipers again that I would have used if I just played multiplayer a bit more. I'm sure a lot of people probably went for trick shots using it, because I mean, again, a gun like that is quite popular. So anyway, moving on to number 3, the Ballista. We're getting on to the really trick shotty weapons. The Ballista, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, what's the next 3 weapons or something like that, or you know, I'm gonna have some people in the comments. But the Ballista was one of them snipers that people went for trick shots almost every time with. The Ballista was one of them snipers that, again, I never really got to use. I didn't really play much of Black Ops 2 online, although I loved a lot of the sniper variety they had. because I mean there was only 4 snipers, don't get me wrong, but they were all really fun to use. I think apart from the AX50. No, the AX50 is in Modern Warfare, my bad. XPR50. Which, again, I don't know about you, but that one's a bit, It's not one of them snipers I just felt like it was good, but, you know, I'm not going to discourage it. But yeah, the Ballista was a really good sniper. Moving on to the DSR-50 on the number 2 spot. DSR-50 was probably one of the trick shot snipers of Black Ops 2, and everyone knows that because, let's face it, like the Black Ops 2 snipers, everyone went for fucking trick shots. You just couldn't stop anyone. Regardless if they wanted to fucking trick shot off the map, if they wanted to die in trick shot, like you just have all the variety here in Black Ops 2. It's a nightmare. I remember getting trick shot with the DSR-50 and that was one of the worst memories. I just don't like the DSR-50 that much, but maybe there's some people out there that like it a bit more than me. Personally, I didn't really like hate it. It was just not one of my snipers back then. I liked the Ballista a bit more over the DSR-50. And people obviously have their varieties when it comes to snipers and other guns and stuff. But personally, to me, the DSR-50 wasn't just one of my favourite, but it was a really good one. That's why I put it here in the 2nd spot. And moving on to our final spot, which is probably everyone's known it, or guessed it, the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2. No guesses needed. This gun is the iconic Modern Warfare 2 trick shotter. It was probably one of my favourite snipers back there in Modern Warfare 2. Everyone knows about this gun. This thing, you would get sniped from like 50 meters across the map for someone to get a kill. This thing was the god of Modern Warfare 2. And this is why everyone wants it back in Modern Warfare current gen console. Because it's fucking so sick. But obviously we don't know if it's in the game just yet, so we can wait. So, you know, if this thing makes it into the game, it's gonna be a fun time for all of us lot. Because this sniper was just a fucking mayhem sniper. It was crack on cocaine, or cocaine on crack, or I don't know. This thing would just fucking obliterate you. Not only that, but this thing sounded like a fucking boss when you shot it. Bang. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the top 10 snipers in Call of Duty history. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.